I welcome you all again to this lecture. So in this lecture, we are going to see about two-way slabs, the design of two-way slabs. So in this problem, in the design itself, I will teach you the step procedure and we will design the problem, design the two-way slab. Okay. So first I will read out the question. Design a RCC slab for a room 6.3 meter into 4.5 meter. So 6.3 meter and 4.5 meter is the lateral dimension of the, that is length into the span of the span in the two direction of the slab. Okay. So which is larger span here? Here 6.3 meter is the larger span. So that is taken as LY, and 4.5 meter is the shorter span. So that is taken as LX. So how you will define is the slab is two-way slab or one-way slab? There is a condition, right? Ly by Lx should be less than 2. If it is less than 2 means it is two-way slab. If it is greater than or equal to 2 means it is one-way slab. The slab is to be cast monolithically over the beams with all sides simply supported. It has to carry a characteristic load of 10 kilonewton per meter cube. So they are given the load in this question. So characteristic load is nothing but the live load. Live load they are given. In the previous question that we have solved in one-way slab, they have given floor finished load. Here they are given live load. In addition to its weight, use M25 concrete and Fe415 steel. So here floor finished load is not given. So in load calculation, you are not going to take. Otherwise, if you want to take, you can take it as 1 kilonewton or 1.5 to 2 kilonewton per meter. Okay. So now we will design the problem. So what is the first step? What is the first step we will do? We will analyze the given section which is under one-way slab or one-way or two-way. Okay. So one-way, two-way means what? One-way slab is nothing but loads are applied on only one direction in the shortest span. Two-way slab means the loads are applied in two directions also. In this direction also, in X direction also, in Y direction also. Okay. So that is two-way slab. So while doing problem, I will tell you the difference between the design of one-way slab and difference between the design of two-way slab. Okay. So what is step number 1? Step 1. So solution, you know given data, you can write the given data. So Ly is 6.3 meter and Lx is 4.5 meter and your live load is 10 kilonewton per meter square. It has 4 by use M25 component and Fe415 steel. Step number 1, analyze in this slab. Analyze in this slab. So Ly by Lx should be less than 2. So substitute the values of Ly. So Ly is longest span, Lx is shortest span. Your longest span is 6.3 meter. So 6.3 divided by 4.5. The answer is 1.4. So 1.4 is lesser than 2. So your given slab details is under two-way slab. Okay. So I will erase this question. So you copy this question and take notes. Okay. So your given slab details is two-way slab. So what is step number 2? Step number 2 is calculation of depth calculation. Depth calculation. That is formula as you have taken this is calculation of effective depth. So the formula, same formula that you have used for one-way slab. What is the formula? D is equal to shorter span divided by basic value into modification done. So your shorter span is 4.5 meter. So your depth, the effective depth that you are calculating is in millimeters. So you should convert all things in millimeters. So shorter span is 4,500. Basic value for simply supported beam is 20, and always you will take modification factor as 1.5. So your answer is 150 mm. So as I already told you in one-way slab design, if you are calculating depth, if some value is coming means increase the value. For what purposes? In order to if you have more depth means it will carry more load. Okay, for safety purposes. So here we are adding 25 mm. So it will take 175 mm. Okay. Next one is step. This is D. Next one we have to calculate the overall depth. So what is the formula for calculating overall depth? D is equal to effective depth plus dia bar by 2 plus clear cover plus clear cover. So here we are going to assume the bar as, so we are going to take the bar, so we are going to take 12 mm dia bars. Okay, so D is equal to value 775 plus 12 by 2 plus your clear cover will be 20. Okay, so what's the answer? 175 plus 20 is 195, 201 mm. So you can take it as around 200 mm. Okay. So this is the procedure for calculating the effective depth and the overall depth of the slab. Next one, we are going to step number 2 is we are going to calculate the effective span of slab. So step 2, effective span of slab, that is known as LEF. So first case, that is effective depth plus shorter span. Second case, shorter span plus end support. End support you will always take maximum 300 mm. Okay. So you compare these two values, and whichever is less value, least value you take such as effective span. Okay. The first one is 175 plus. See, the effective span should always be calculated in meter. So 175 meter is 0.175. So number 1, 0.175 plus your shorter span is 4.5. So that is equal to 4.675 meter. Second one, 4.5 plus 0.3. That is 4.8 meter. So this value is 4.675. So your effective span is equal to 4.675 meters. Understand how to calculate effective span? So this is the procedure to calculate effective span. Your step number 3 is load calculation. Step number 3, load calculation. Step 3, load calculation. Load calculation. So what are the loads you calculate? First you calculate dead load. Next you are given live load. Okay. So first dead load. Dead load. Dead load is equal to B into effective overall into unit weight of concrete. That is equal to B, always you take it as, so always you will calculate in meter. Okay. So B is 1 meter into effect overall is 0.2 into cubic meter of concrete is 25. Your answer is 5 kilonewton per meter. Live load is given, that is 10 kilonewton per meter. So total load W is equal to 15 kilonewton per meter. Total load. So factor load WU is equal to 15 into 1.5, that is equal to 22.5 kilonewton per meter. So this is your factor load. So still this step is still step 3. It's same as like the design in one-way slab. Okay, but in two-way slab, the moment and area of steel calculation only varies, because in one-way slab, the moment which is acted on the slab is in only one direction, that is in only in x direction, that is the shorter span. But here in two-way slab, the moment will act due to the load in two direction, that will be in your x direction, also in y direction. Okay, so we are going to calculate two moments, that is moment in x direction and moment in y direction. So we are going to take moment in x direction as mx and moment in y direction as my. Okay, so we have to calculate moment calculation. Step 4, moment calculation. So according to the code book, page number IS 456, page number 91, page number 90, you can see page number 90, okay? Page number 90 and 91. You can see here, see the topic, slab spanning in two direction. You can see here, right, the maximum bending moment per unit width in a slab are given by the following equations. That is mx is equal to alpha x WLX squared, my is equal to alpha y WLX squared. Okay, so alpha x and alpha y are coefficients where W is equal to total design load per unit area. Design load, that is WU, the total load that you calculated, right? Then mx and my are moments in of unit width spanning Lx and Ly respectively, and moments in both directions, moment in x direction and moment in y direction. And Lx and Ly are lengths of shorter span and lengths of longer span. Okay, so how you will calculate these coefficients alpha x and alpha y? So here, if you turn the page number, next page number 91, you have a table. Bottom you have a table. See table number 27. Bending moment coefficients for slab spanning in two directions at right angles simply supported are on four sides. Four side slab means what? It is two-way slab. So you can see here alpha x and alpha y, and here Ly by Lx is given. So your Ly by Lx value is how much? In step number 1, Ly by Lx, ratio of Ly by Lx is 1.4, right? So you see in 1.4, what are the values? 0.099 for alpha x, and for alpha y it is 0.051. You understand? First we will take the formula. So this is the formula to calculate the mx and my. So now just take the formula. So your mx value is equal to alpha x w Lx squared. My is equal to alpha y w Lx squared. So your aspect. So now how to calculate this alpha x and alpha y in table number 27. This alpha x and alpha y will calculate using table number 27. Okay. So now take the value as I already told you, right? Using the table Ly by Lx. Ly by Lx value is already calculated step number 1, 1.4. So if you see 1.4, your alpha x is equal to 0.099 and your alpha y is equal to 0.05. So substitute in the formula, mx is equal to 0.099, this formula, into your W. What is your W? 22.5. See, you have calculated W 22.5 into your LX. LX squared is nothing but L effective span. How much you have calculated L effective span? So your effective span is 4.675. So substitute 4.675 the whole square. Here square is there. Square. So mx is equal to 48.68 kilonewton meter. Okay, this is your ms. Then my, substitute my is equal to 0.051 into 22.5 into 4.675 the whole square. So what is L by value? M by value is 25.071 kilonewton meter. Okay. So your moment in x direction is 48.68 kilonewton meter and moment in y direction is 25.071 kilonewton meter. Okay. So your step number 5 is depth calculation. Check for depth. So the depth, the effective depth that you have calculated in step number 1, is it okay? Is it safe? Calculated effective depth is safe for, is it, you are going to check, is it safe for the moment that we have calculated. Okay. So what is the formula? Step 5. Check for depth. Check for depth. So we have got D is equal to root of mu divided by 0.138 FCK into B. So here two moments are there. In this formula, what moment you will take is the highest value. What is the highest moment? Mx is equal to 48.68 is the highest moment value. So you will take that value. So D is equal to root of 48.68 into 10 to the power of 6 divided by 0.138 into 25 into B value is 1000. So now your depth value is 118 millimeter. So this calculated depth is less than the calculated depth in step number 1. So it is less than 175 mm. So hence it is safe. Hence it is okay. It is okay. Okay. So this is how you will check for depth. Okay. Next step is calculation of steam. Step number 6 is calculation of steam. See here also you will calculate the calculation of steel is AST, area of steel in tension. You will calculate for both x direction and y direction. So area of steel in x direction and area of steel in y direction. Why you are calculating for both directions? Because in two-way slab, in both directions the main reinforcement will run. Okay. In one-way slab, in the shorter span they will provide main reinforcement, and in the longer span they will provide distribution reinforcement. So that is why we have calculated AST main reinforcement and AST distribution. But here in two-way slab design we won't calculate AST distribution, because in two directions also we will provide main bars. Okay. So step number 6 is area of steel calculation. So first you have to calculate for AST in x direction. Is equal to this formula, right? 0.5 F CK by Fy into 1 minus root of 1 minus 4.6 mx divided by fc k b squared into b into b. Okay. So for area of steel in x direction, you will take moment in x direction, because for area of steel, the steel in x direction, the moment in x direction only is going to be act on the steel in x direction. Okay. So now substitute the formula. So 0.5 into 25 divided by 415 into 1 minus root of 1 minus 4.6 into what is mx? Mx is nothing but 6.68 into 10 to the power of 3 divided by 25 into 1000 into 175 square into 1000 into 170 square. So this is your substitution. So your answer will be ASTX is equal to 800 mm square. Okay. So now you have calculated the area of steel, that is main bar, in x direction. So we have to calculate the spacing of area of steel in x direction. So what is the formula for spacing? Spacing is equal to area of 1 bar divided by ASTX into 1000. Okay. So as you already know, we have assumed 12 mm dia bars. So what is area 1 bar? Pi into 12 square by 4 divided by 800 into 1000. So your spacing will be spacing of area of steel in x direction will be 141 mm. So you can take it as 140 mm. Okay. So below the right, provide 12 mm dia bars at 140 mm center to center. Okay, this is all about spacing. Next one, we have to calculate the area of steel in y direction. Area of steel in y direction. The same formula. Area of steel in y direction, same formula. AST y is equal to 0.5 FCK by Fy into 1 minus root of 1 minus 4.6 My divided by FCK b square into b into d. Okay. Substitute 0.5 into 25 divided by 415 into 1 minus root of 1 minus 4.6 into what's your my value is 25.07 into 10 to the power of 6 divided by 25 into 1000 into here your effective depth will not be 175 mm. I will teach you why the effective depth will not be 175 mm. See, I will draw a cross section of slab. So this rod is in x direction. This rod is in x direction. This rod runs in x direction. Okay. And above that, one rod will run in y direction. This rod runs in y direction. This rod runs in x direction. The effective depth of the main bar in x direction will be the distance from here to the half of this bar in x direction. This is the effective depth in x direction. So then effective depth in y direction will be what? From here to here. This is effective depth in y direction. So then how will you calculate this dy? So you can calculate dy is equal to See the overall depth. This is overall depth. See the overall depth minus the effective depth dx by 2 minus dy by 2. Sorry. Dia of bar in x direction divided by 2 minus dia of bar in y direction by 2. So this will be your effective depth in y direction. So what is your overall depth? Overall depth is nothing but 200 mm minus this cover. Cover also will come, right? This is cover from this half the portion to here. This is clear cover. So your clear cover is 220 minus dia of first bar by 2 is 12 by 2. Dia of second bar also is also main bar. So we are going to take this also as 12 mm dia. So this is also 12 by 2. So what is the answer? The answer is 200 minus 20 is 180. 180 minus minus 6 minus 6. So that is equal to 168 mm. 168 mm. Okay. So 168 mm square. Okay, this is effective depth in y direction. So now calculate that 168 mm in y direction. So the substitute that depth in y direction. So this same thing I will write here. Okay. Zero 0.5 into 25 divided by 415 into 1 minus root of 4.6 into 1 minus 4.6 into 25.07 into 10 to the power of 6 divided by 25 into 1000 into 168 square into 1000 into 168. Your answer will be ASP y is equal to 452 mm square. Okay. So you have calculated the area of steel in x direction and area of steel in y direction. So for spacing for this space is equal to area of 1 bar by ASP y into 1000. Area of 1 bar is 5 into 12 square by 4 divided by 452 into 1000. That is equal to 50 mm. So 250 mm is your space. Okay. So now still this you have calculated your area of steel in y direction. Okay. Next thing, see in your code book you have one condition. See, okay, can you see D 1.8? D 1.8. See, read that torsion reinforcement shall be provided at any corner where the slab is simply supported on both edges meeting at the corner. It shall consist of top and bottom reinforcement, each with layers of bars placed parallel to the sides of the slab and extending from the edges a minimum distance of 1/5 of the shorter span. The area of reinforcement in each of these 4 layers shall be 3/4 of the area required for the maximum midspan moment in the slabs. So provision of torsion reinforcement. So next step is, after spacing calculated of H, X and Y, you have to calculate the provision of torsion reinforcement. Provision of torsion reinforcement. Provision of torsion reinforcement. So in case of 90 B 1.8, you can see here AHP torsion, as I already told you, 3/4 quarters into area of steel in x direction. So it's equal to 3/4, area of steel in x direction is 800 that is equal to 600 millimeter square. So spacing of this wall, the torsion reinforcement, mesh reinforcement is, we are taking 10 mm dia bars for torsion reinforcement. So y into 10 square by 4 divided by 600 into 1000. So that will be 129.90 mm. So take it as 130 mm for spacing. Okay. So this is how we will provide the torsion reinforcement. So after providing torsion reinforcement, what is design? What you will check? You will check for deflection, you will check for shear, and you will check for development length, and you will draw the reinforcement details. Okay. So these three checks will be your assignment. Okay. So you do. So as you already, you can, if you see the one-way slab design in my link in my YouTube channel, if you see one-way slab, I have derived the check for shear, check for deflection, and check for development length. Same procedure only. So this will be your assignment for checking for shear, checking for deflection, and check for development. So if you doesn't understand anything, so you can ask me in your private chat, so that I may clear you all things in private chat. Okay, students. So this is all about only simple differences in your moment calculation and area of steel calculation, and also the extra step is provision torsion reinforcement. Okay, in the corners of the slab, because due to the load in both the directions, the corners will be lifted up due to the load. So for that only we are providing the mesh torsion reinforcement in the corners, four corners. See, I will draw the picture. If this is a slab, if main bars are running in both directions, in these four corners they will provide the corners of the floor slab, they will provide a torsion reinforcement. Okay, they will provide a torsion reinforcement. This is the lift of the slab of the corner. Okay, they will provide a torsion reinforcement. So for this purpose only, we have calculated the area of steel for torsion. So using that area, we have calculated the spacing, how much spacing. Okay. So provide 10 mm dia bars for torsion rods, provide 10 mm dia bars of 130 mm spacing. This is the design. So I want everyone to do your assignment, check for shear, check for deflection, and check for development length. Thank you, students.